Hey, Kev, you didn't say nothing to Katt Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on him.
Do you entertain the circus or do you watch it, Perk? Which one do you do?
Listen, I Katt hard. Wait, D-Ray, just tell me what part of the game fucks up another nigga's paper. Tiffany Haddish is lifting something heavy. And as clumsy as she is, why would you say that? Because all of us are trying to be in a better situation. And hurt people, but I'm a hurt person.
However, it's clear that the celebrities Katt mentioned in his interview aren't thrilled about being called out. Responded with criticism, accusing Katt of either being insensitive or fabricating stories about them. One of the stars caught in Katt's crosshairs, Cedric the Entertainer, whom Katt accused of joke theft and questioned his authenticity as a comedian for allegedly not writing his own material.
Nobody knows why liars lie, and that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018, you came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019, and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark.
Katt then specifically called out Cedric for supposedly attending his shows to pilfer jokes, a serious accusation in the comedy world where originality is everything.
An even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke, this is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke, it's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship.
Cedric, understandably upset by these claims, defended himself on social media, stating that his career's value couldn't be diminished by one disputed joke, and highlighting his extensive filmography and comedy specials as evidence of his genuine talent. Cedric wasn't the only target. Katt also had words for Kevin Hart, a facade in the comedy scene. This feud between Katt and Kevin isn't new, at odds for years with Katt for his alleged dishonesty about industry blackballing. Kevin hit back, suggesting Katt's issues were more about personal demons than industry bias. Their rivalry deepened when Katt used his Club Shay Shay platform to retaliate, only for Kevin to dismiss Katt's comments as the rantings of a circus clown. This back and forth has added fuel to an already blazing fire in the comedy community.
15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
Steve Harvey also found himself in Katt's line of fire. Supportive of Katt, soured over time. Despite Steve's attempt to keep things professional, Katt unleashed a scathing critique during his performance, effectively ended Steve's stand-up career. As the dust settles on these heated exchanges, it's clear that Katt Williams is afraid to speak his mind, burning bridges with some of comedy's. Whether this will lead to lasting industry ostracization for Katt remains to be seen. But for now, unfiltered honesty dominate conversations among fans and critics alike. Drama doesn't stop with Cedric and Kevin. Katt Williams has been throwing jabs left and right, igniting controversies with various figures in the entertainment industry. Harvey found himself on Katt's radar as well, with Katt taking a swipe at him over past events that soured their relationship. Katt seemed to be on good terms, praising Katt early in his career. However, their relationship took a turn for the worse, leading to a public falling out that culminated in a contentious performance on New Year's Eve in Detroit, where Katt unleashed a verbal onslaught against Steve.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you, because you didn't have to accept this. You could have just said, no, I'm not going to do it. You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. Matter of fact, the whole phrase, king of comedy, can be attributed to you. And I am honored that you would allow me to share the same stage as you. I don't know why people made this a championship bout. And I don't know why you was okay with that. And I want to apologize for what's going to happen.
Who is this nigga?
But the second that you get on stage, the second that you get off stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy.
What the?
This ongoing feud between Katt and other prominent comedians has captivated the public's attention.
Nothing to do with me. So this here little beef thing that everybody wanna start, cause you wanna make a name for yourself. That's cool, do you. You ain't gonna do it right here though. You ain't gonna build no reputation on Steve Harvey.
Katt's outspokenness into a hot topic of discussion. Whether it's calling out Cedric the Entertainer for alleged joke theft, critiquing Kevin Hart's authenticity, or revisiting his rivalry with Steve Harvey, Katt Williams has proven he's not afraid to speak his mind, regardless of the potential backlash. As the dust settles on these heated exchanges, the comedy community and its fans are left to Katt's words. Will this lead to Katt being shunned by the industry, or will it simply add another layer to his complex legacy as one of comedy's most fearless voices? Only time will tell. But for now, Katt Williams remains a figure who commands attention, stirring up debates and discussions with his fellow entertainers. Katt Williams and Kevin Hart have been locked in a long-standing rivalry, stemming from Kevin's critique of Katt's claims about being marginalized in Hollywood due to his forthrightness. Katt has contended that his candid comments about fellow celebrities have backfired. Kevin, in an appearance on The Breakfast Club, implied Katt's personal struggles, substance AB, were the actual culprits behind his career stalling. The tension escalated when Katt took to Club Shay Shay, seizing the opportunity to retaliate against Kevin's previous allegations. Kevin, not one to back down, swiftly retorted by dismissing Katt's criticisms and suggesting Katt's antics were more suited to a circus than the comedy stage.
Hey Kev, you didn't say nothing to Katt Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on him.
Well, do you entertain the circus or do you watch it, Perk? Which one do you do?
Yet, Katt's criticisms weren't reserved for Kevin Hart alone. He also targeted Steve Harvey. Katt and Steve shared a cordial relationship, publicly supporting Katt's early career endeavors, notably during the 2005 BET Comedy Awards, where Steve introduced Katt warmly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the hottest young comedians in the country today. I'm telling you, he got my stamp. This cat is hot. Please put your hands together for Katt Williams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
However, their relationship deteriorated over time after a contentious New Year's Eve show in Detroit that saw both comedians on the billing, slighted by Steve, exacerbated by a leaked audio clip of Katt accusing Steve of disparaging him. Harvey, in response to Katt's provocations, suggested that Katt was manufacturing conflict to generate buzz for their Detroit performance. Claiming the high ground, Steve stated he wouldn't engage in a petty feud with Katt, comedy stalwart. Day of the contentious show arrived, with Steve performing his set without incident. However, the mood shifted dramatically when Katt took the stage, directly attacking Steve in a vitriolic rant.
Please give it up for Steve Harvey one time. Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian. One of the finest we've ever had. But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is some other shit. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch man.
Despite the passage of time, Katt has expressed no regret over the incident, boasting in subsequent appearances that he bested Steve so decisively in Detroit that it precipitated Steve's withdrawal from stand-up comedy.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming.
Steve, averse to online skirmishes, subtly rebuked Katt through a cryptic video post, advising the wisdom of ignoring naysayers.
You ain't got to tell nobody nothing. All you got to do is be it. You ain't got to say, you don't have to open your mouth. You don't have to do it, man. He prepares the table in the presence of mine enemies. He do it all the time. All my haters, I ain't got to say nothing to them. They got TV.
Katt Williams has shared insights into his dispute with Wanda Smith, suggesting that her career downturn was due to her own actions, rather than any interference from him. Their conflict escalated following a tense discussion on her radio show about Tiffany Haddish's talent in comedy. The situation worsened when Wanda involved her family, Matic captured by TMZ, showing Wanda's husband pursuing Katt with a weapon. Confrontation ultimately led to Wanda's dismissal from her job, consequence she attributes to Katt, though he denies any responsibility. Katt pointed out that Wanda Smith's job loss was partly due to her making comments that offended the LGBTQ+ community, a significant misstep given Atlanta's strong LGBTQ+ presence. Katt believes these remarks alienated her audience and contributed to her fight.
I belong over there, I've been over there.
You did
but I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you?
You did a number on it though.
He also criticized the actions of Wanda Smith's husband and sons, accusing them of downplaying their aggressive behavior towards him, which he felt was close to threatening his life.
Because I didn't even know any of the stuff that she had done to my fellow comedians until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes. With a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's two comedians, what do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation when they hate you that bad. Yeah.
Additionally, Katt discussed a recurring issue in Hollywood, the pressure on black men to wear dresses for comedic roles, a practice he vehemently opposes. Mentioned refusing lucrative deals to uphold his principles and avoid participating in what he sees as an emasculating trend within the industry. Echoing Katt's concerns, Dave Chappelle has also spoken out against similar pressures. Chappelle recounted turning down a substantial $50 million offer that he wear a dress for a comedy sketch, a proposal he found deep was further complicated when Chappelle discovered an alternate script had been prepared, just in case he refused to wear the dress, reinforcing his belief that there was an underlying agenda to diminish the dignity of black male comedians. Terrence Howard has voiced his alarm over the direction the entertainment industry is heading, regarding its portrayal of black masculinity. In a heartfelt statement made in 2022, Howard contemplated stepping away from acting, citing the industry's growing trend towards the feminization of black men. He recalled the lessons lessons from his father, taught him the importance of standing firm and maintaining one's voice and backbone in the face of societal shifts towards androgyny. According to Howard, the entertainment world now seems to reward men who present themselves in a more effeminate manner, a stark deviation from traditional masculine ideals. Howard's observations extend to a broader critique of how black men are portrayed and perceived, argues that there is an orchestrated attempt to dilute the perceived threat that strong, assertive black men pose by encouraging a more subdued representation. This, he believes, contrasts sharply with the treatment of men from other racial backgrounds who are allowed to display strength and assertiveness without being seen as threatening. Howard calls for a change in narrative that allows men to embrace their masculinity fully, without the need to alter their essence to fit into a predefined mold. Dave Chappelle adds a critical perspective to this discourse, especially regarding Katt Williams' public criticisms of other black comedians. While Chappelle recognizes the systemic challenges faced by black entertainers, focus on black colleagues while seemingly overlooking the broader industry dynamic. In one of his performances, Chappelle directly addressed this issue, questioning Williams' motive for singling out black artists and suggesting it undermines the collective struggle against industry biases. Chappelle's response highlights the tension between individual grievances and the broader challenge of navigating an entertainment landscape that often marginalizes black talent. This ongoing dialogue reflects the complexities of addressing racial and cultural representation within the entertainment industry, underscoring the need for unity and constructive engagement among black entertainers. Chappelle has raised eyebrows by questioning Katt Williams' approach to critiquing fellow black comedians. Chappelle wonders why Katt often paints these artists in a negative light, suggesting that such actions create division rather than fostering unity. Contrasts his behavior with Katt, stating that despite his personal challenges, he has always refrained from harming others. Chappelle accuses Katt of being critical, pointing out that Katt is quick to highlight others' faults without reflecting on his own mistakes. This behavior, according to Chappelle, is detrimental to the careers and reputations of their peers within the black comedian community. Reflecting on his, Chappelle notes that he has faced losses and difficulties, but never resorted to blaming others for his troubles. Criticizes Katt for positioning himself as the arbiter of truth when his commentary often casts a shadow on other black entertainers. For Chappelle, the essence of their profession should not involve the public response leans heavily in favor of Katt Williams, with many suggesting that Dave Chappelle might be reacting out of jealousy or because he feels threatened by the attention Katt has garnered. Supporters argue that Katt has every right to defend himself, especially when addressing false allegations against him. They also highlight a perceived inconsistency in reactions, questioning why there wasn't a similar outcry when Kevin Hart accused Katt of letting his career falter due to substance issues. This emerging rift between Chappelle and Williams has sparked lively discussions among fans and observers alike, centering on the delicate balance between exercising free speech and maintaining respect among entertainers. As this debate rages on, it's unclear how the situation will evolve. Don't forget to check out the following video for further insight.